patron of the fallen angels, protector of the Circulimani, the Great Circle.
So I must have watched this trailer about 100 times now, and my expectations are through the roof for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This game was announced back in 2021, and as an indie fan, I was very interested in seeing what this game was going to look like. The only other Indiana Jones game I've ever played was the Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb back on the original Xbox in 2003, which I believe is still playable on Xbox right now through backwards compatibility. But when it comes to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I had several questions. Would it be in first person? Would it be in third person? Would Harrison Ford be involved in the game in any form of fashion? What was the story going to be about? What would the gameplay be like? What would be the mechanics of the game? When will we get to play it? Now we have all our answers. And firstly, let's talk about the main question that a lot of us had looking forward to Indiana Jones. Would this be in first person or third person? We got our answer, and I'm actually glad Machine Games decided to go with a mostly first person experience. I love first person games and the immersion that comes with that experience. Machine Games is obviously no stranger to first person when it comes to the Wolfenstein franchise. I'm actually replaying Wolfenstein 2 right now, the new Colossus, and it's a top-notch first-person Nazi slayer. Some people are disappointed with the choice, but we will still get to see Indiana Jones in third person. There will be pop-up views of Indy when he's pulling on levers or performing different actions like swinging across gaps with his whip. And of course, there will be storied cutscenes where you'll see Indy too.
Instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Graphically, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle looks great overall. There are some great shots in the trailer that are really detailed. Like that shot of Indiana buried neck deep in the sand. You can see all the dirt and hair and pores on his hand. When he's talking to the main villain character in the game, Emmerich Voss, you can see sweat dripping off of his brow. You can even see his breath while he's talking to Indiana Jones. There were some shots in the game that kind of made the characters look flat. I don't know if it's the lighting or maybe it's just an early build of the game that we were looking at, but that was just a small nitpick for me. Don't get me wrong though, I still enjoy what I'm seeing. The characters still look, for the most part, pretty good. The environments look really good, and they look true to movie form. For me, I was also wondering if Harrison Ford was going to be involved with this game at all. He probably wasn't. I mean, especially after the poor reception with the last Indiana Jones movie. While Harrison Ford isn't involved with the game, I am happy they got the rights to use his face in the game and his likeness. You can't replace him as Indiana Jones, in my opinion. And while Ford won't be voicing Indy, Troy Baker, the king of video game voice work, has stepped in to fill the shoes of young Indy. And dare I say, he sounds more like Indiana Jones than Harrison Ford, at least to me. The story looks par for the course in terms of a classic Indiana Jones film adventure. It will take place between the Raiders of the Lost Ark movie and the Last Crusade film. The premise seems to revolve around, no pun intended, that all the world's historical spiritual sites and archaeological finds all form a continuous circle around the Earth. Hence the Great Circle. Now, obviously, this isn't the case in real life, and we still don't know what significance this will play in the game, but this will serve as a perfect plot device to have Indy globe-trotting around the world to multiple environments and locations. We saw many jungle locations, we saw blizzard-covered mountains in the Himalayas, we saw dark tombs, we saw the Vatican, we saw Egyptian pyramids, and there was a shot of Indy jumping from plane to plane in what looked like a war-torn cityscape from somewhere, I don't know. But I can't wait to explore all of these levels. Indy will team up and face off with different characters in the game. Gina Lombardi is a character that's going to be played by Alessandra Mastronardi, if I didn't butcher that too much. She's going to be an investigative reporter that will help you unravel the mystery of the Great Circle as both of you face off against the main bad guy, Emmerich Voss, played by Mario Gravilis. He looks to be a stereotypical German Nazi bad guy that Indy has faced off with before. Tony Todd, known for his Candyman horror franchise, will also be another bad guy in the game as well. His character is named Locus, I believe, and he will definitely be a physical threat against Indy. It was also nice to see Marcus Brody make a return here. He was a mentor of Indiana Jones in the films. I couldn't find who will be voicing Brody in the game, but he was played by the late Denholm Elliott, who passed away in 1992. Gameplay also looks great and familiar to what I've seen out of Machine Games. There will be fist fights, you'll have shootouts in first person, and of course you'll get that iconic whip that Indiana Jones is known for. You can use it in combat, traversal, and it may lend a hand in solving some puzzles as well. Apparently there will be main story puzzles and tombs to explore, as well as optional side puzzles and tombs too. Machine Games will give you optional ways of making your way through the levels of the game. You can choose a stealth path and sneak around bad guys, or you can just run in gun-ho and use your whip, pistol. You can grab weapons that are lying around and just go at the bad guys. Also looks like there will be big action set pieces like the plane section I mentioned earlier, where you can mount a machine gun turret or scale a gigantic blimp floating above the city. I'm sure there'll be more action spots like this similar to the movies. I hope there will be some car chases in here, or we get to outrun that boulder again from Raiders. Overall, it looks like Machine Games is looking to do the Indiana Jones franchise some justice, something that the recent films have been struggling to do. There are several nods to movies like the Wilhelm scream that you hear in the trailer. You also get Indy's disdain for bad guys breaking priceless artifacts.
You have any idea how old that was?
I can't wait to play it, and I won't have to wait long because it's set to release this year in 2024. So thanks for making it to the end. That's my opinion on Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Can't wait to play that one. Also, thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. I'm up right now over 100 subs. Really appreciate the love there. Thanks again for that. I'm going to keep pushing out some content and keep making more videos, and I appreciate all your support. I'm DBNG, and remember, enjoy the games that you're playing, no matter what you're playing on. Peace.